think that story is way more important than gameplay. I'm demonstrating this with Cult of the Lamb. Like I said in my Undertale video, I started playing Cult of the Lamb a few months ago. Thought that the gameplay was a good 7.5 out of 10. The gameplay with the followers worked well as a contrast to the action roguelike part. I think that the gameplay got a bit tedious, but that's beside the point. The story in Cult of the Lamb is pretty simple. That's by design. Even if its story doesn't have plot holes, it didn't make me feel much. The lack of complexity in it made me not really feel a lot of emotions. So when I killed the final boss and the credits rolled, I didn't feel much. Well, that could have been because of the easy boss fight on hard difficulty, by the way. I think that the mid story had a big part in my disappointment. I wouldn't say disappointment, more so indifference. I tend to have a bigger emotional connections with games that have good stories, like... I'm going to say this point blank, right? God of War 2018 is my favorite game of all time. Before you ask, no, I haven't played any of these games here. God of War is my first, and only at the moment, third-person RPG that I played. I am certain that other games in the genre will have better gameplay, but I doubt that they'll have an even equally good story. If you want to skip the spoilers, go to the timestamp on screen. Kratos' arc is amazing in my opinion, with learning to be calmer with his son. His arc, including his past games, is even better however. From being someone dead set on revenge, even if he might lose his life, to a caring and still powerful father is just amazing. I truly do find it insane in stories when they give you a character, then by the end the character is the complete opposite person, all while having a believable arc. Kratos went from a vengeful monster to someone that respects his wife's dying wish. Now remember, this was a Cult of the Lamb video. I hope you realize how much I like story more than games. I mean, I have 3/4 of a page for Cult of the Lamb and 1 page that I have for God of War. And I didn't even start talking about the gameplay. God of War's gameplay is pretty good. The only thing I would have wanted more is a bigger skill tree. Great gameplay would have been nothing to me if this game didn't have an even better story. My love for God of War comes almost entirely from its stories, so you can see that even after around a year, I have emotional value in God of War, way more than I have in Cult of the Lamb currently. This doesn't mean I don't care about gameplay, however. I think that sometimes bad gameplay can be a hindrance to a pretty alright story. And this is the case for... Honestly, Undertale's gameplay is not my thing. I'm just not really an RPG guy. So kind of because of that, I didn't really like how its story was presented. Every time I tried to advance the story, I got enemies popping up. And so pretty much instantly, I got annoyed at the game. I really wanted to like the game, but I couldn't. Other than with important characters, I didn't like the fights in the game. Even then, Undertale had a lot of plot holes, but a lot of charm too. I think a boring story makes a forgettable game, but boring gameplay undermines whatever story that accompanies it. I would have definitely loved way more Cult of the Lamb had a more complex story. I wouldn't have minded the same gameplay, just something to make the brain work more. There are people who like gameplay way more than story, but that's not me. If you like this critique, go check out my channel. I have a few others. This has been Pluto Symphony, and see ya!